My guest today is Courtney Thomas, who's written a book called The Walls of Phantoms. What is extraordinary about this is probably the largest novel we have ever dealt with. Most authors would have made 3 or 4 out of this one 1,300-page novel. Tell us, there had to be some reasoning for you, rather than put a serial together, to put this total epic together.
Yes. The book is perhaps the 3rd largest single volume novel ever written. Why it's so huge is it's because there's so much information in it. If I may draw an analogy, Gustav Mahler is one of my favorite composers, and he grew up in a Vienna that was passing, and he wanted to capture that in his music. And his Symphony No. 8, for example, is called Symphony of 1,000 Instruments because when you try to capture a life, it involves the political, the social, the cultural. There's a lot of information. Similarly, what I tried to do with The Walls of Phantoms is to capture life in Boston in the 1980s. And I captured the political, the social, the cultural, and many aspects that are not, I feel, adequately dealt with in the media. As a result, there's so much information in it. It just grew up organically under me.
In reading your book, you included an enormous amount of national and international and local history.
That's right.
As you went through, how did you feel did that set the tone for your character?
The reason the structure came about as it was it's an organic process. I came from a very quiet middle-class neighborhood in the West Indies. And when a family came to Boston, we landed right in the middle of the forced busing. There was a lot of angry people, angry whites, angry blacks, and a lot of violence in the city. I was 11 years old at the time, and I asked a simple question: why so much anger in the city? I began researching it and reflecting on it, and the result is I wanted to address why is it that the different ethnic groups weren't getting along so easily, and the result is the book. My answer to that question is in the book.
Well, it is, but your main character also spends time outside of Boston.
That's right.
He's in Paris, he's in Rome.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. That's right.
So that is he bringing back that lifestyle from Europe back to Boston to fulfill his life?
Well, the reason that there's so much traveling is that the book is based on the Odyssey. And if you remember, after the Trojan War, it took Odysseus 10 years to get home. Someone once said, home is where the heart is. And in writing the book, what I was trying to say was that the character is trying to find his home, which is love, which is himself, and he undertakes this long journey back home, the way Odysseus did back home. So it covered a lot of cities, but it ends up actually in Ithaca.
Well, I'll tell you, Odysseus never knew Boston or any city that he was involved with like you do. I was very impressed with the minute detail of all the elements here in Boston. This novel seems so exhausting in its thoroughness. Do you have anything left?
Actually, the next book is a philosophical treatise based on the Platonic dialogues, and there is a lot more left. But one of the reasons the book is so detailed is that I'm a firm believer when you read literature that there's always that one detail, that one scene, that one moment in the book that convinces the reader that this is what you need to do. So if you're a cook, there's cooking. If you are an athlete, there's athletics in it. No matter what you're into, it's in there. And if that one detail can convince the reader this is the book, that's the best book they've ever read, then
you're happy.
it's successful.
Tell me, do you have a website?
Yes, the website is CourtneyThomas.com, www.CourtneyThomas.com, and it's just been built. So if the reader is interested, they can.
Oh yes. Let me say, you will find this book and be prepared to spend some time with it. Extremely interesting, both for local and knowledge of other areas, and then you deal with a very interesting character who runs through the entire book. Let me say, be prepared to do your work when you pick up this novel. And where can we get it?
It's available at Amazon.com and also the website. And I wish to say thank you and Smokey for all that you do.
Oh, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you very much.